The 8-year assault on your Second Amendment freedoms has come to a crashing end. I like taking the guns early. Take the guns first, go through due process second.
When I say go fuck yourself, then I look where you're good. I kill a man. I would enjoy myself. You can't disguise evil eyes that run around my head.
Any longer. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
So it's
No sound. Thank you. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Evening Catch-Up. I'm going to have to start that one all over again. My goodness, I'm firing on all cylinders. I had it doubled audio on the intro there, too, for a little while. Sorry about all that. Thank you very much, Armed Archangel and OMG, for that. So, how was your Sunday? How was your weekend? How was the Super Bowl? I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I do know the Patriots won, I think. And I did watch about this much of it because, yes, we have a washer and dryer, but it's just easier with our bedding because we have a lot of bedding just to take it, do one load at the laundromat. Anyway, the game was on over there, so I saw some people running back and forth. I think it was like right before halftime. I think I watched a little bit of the halftime show as well. I couldn't hear anything. Although I do remember hearing the guy's music on the radio before, so I've heard it before. Anybody watch the Super Bowl? How was the commercials? I heard they were going to be super woke. In fact, Mark Dice was talking about how one of them was woke. We're going to be watching that. You don't watch football? I haven't watched football in 6 years. About that long. However, I did today. I did decide to trade in a little bit of silver. If any of you are in the silver and gold market right now, I know some are, some aren't. The silver to gold ratio is not looking too bad, right? The silver to gold ratio, I think, was 60 or 61 or 66. I don't know. It was like, yeah, I think it was 66. So I decided I was going to trade in some silver and get some gold. So I got me this nice little $20 piece. You can't really see it too well. It's 1880. 1880. And I will have this on CoinCam on Friday, but $20 gold piece from 1880. I thought that was pretty cool. That freed up a lot of silver. Anyway, as you can tell, the 3D printer was going, but apparently it has stopped, Riddle. So we can.
It's done?
Yeah, I guess it's done. I thought.
Want me to pull that off?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it off. So we haven't printed anything really fun yet, but we have printed some things for the printer itself, some upgrades, and we've been having some issues with the printer, so that's one of those things that we've been kind of futzing with. 2020. What? I don't understand that, Broken Patriot. 2020. Anyway, Girl is checking the machine. We're gonna go ahead and get to what I've got for you. Let's make sure my sound's working. My sound is working. Okay, great. Oh, is it done? I guess. Well, since it's done, we'll show it off. So, let's see, which side? Oh, yeah, it's this side. So, this is just a cover. You can kind of see it's got a dragon on it. That's the same dragon as this dragon right here. It's their logo, basically. And that was just this is a test print. Because as I said, we were having problems with our printer. And I decided to try this small test because the next print we're going to do is going to be like, what, 12 hours almost? Mm-hmm. So if you want to get that all cleaned up and stuff, I can go ahead and break this off. This is exciting.
Yeah.
I send that a link? Nice. Where'd you send the link to? I don't think you're on my Discord for Poison Stinger. Hey, did y'all get my email today? I did get a story about Ebola. Congo confirms new outbreak after death of woman, if that's the one. Little girl sent me a link. I did not ask her where it was from. All right, cool. I'm going to have to break this off later, I think, because it's going to take some doing. It's got a lot of supports. All right. And now that that's done, I can turn... Yeah, if you want, and you know how. I mean, yeah, you know how. It's the other one that's on there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was the one? Cool. It's above in the comments. Okay, hold on. Since I use something different now. It's, hold on, I gotta, I was not prepared for all this. All right. One second, everybody. I sent a link. When did you send it? I don't see the link. I don't see the link, Broken Patriot. I see a 2020. I see a 21, and then OMG is just going on. So you need to resend that link, bro. If you resend it, I will check it out. And now that that's done, okay, great.
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, winning his 7th Super Bowl on Sunday, but that's not why I like him. I don't really follow football. To me, it's just a modern-day bread and circus, a pop culture distraction for the masses, but I still am a fan of Tom Brady's, but not because of what he does on the field, but rather simply because of how his winning streak makes liberals feel.
Half of the last 20 years, we spend the first week of February, the first week of Black History
Month,
celebrating the white
Sorry,
man.
Broken Patriot.
In other words, Tom Brady Appreciation Week.
Now, he was joking
This
there
channel's
mostly,
different
but
than the other
underneath
channel.
the laughter was some seriousness. And he's not the
All
only
right, there
one.
you go.
If you saw my Twitter feed last night, I was retweeting a bunch of people who were genuinely upset that Tom Brady won because, well, Tom Brady's white. The quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, the losing team, is black. Well, half black to be exact, but he identifies as black, and these days that's all
What's
that
up,
really
Bikes and
matters.
Bullets? How you
right?
doing?
Rachel Dolezal. And since a certain percentage of the population views everything through the lens of race, they wanted the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not because they like that team better or that's their home team, but simply because they wanted the black quarterback to beat the white one. And because February's Black History Month, that added insult to injury. It really did. They're actually upset about this. Others are upset that he led his team to victory because over 5 years ago, as you may recall, he was
Thanks, Broken
photographed
Patriot.
having a Make America Great Again
Yeah, he
hat
talks about the
in his
Jeep thing a little
locker.
bit.
And USA Today said that he
I'll
still
copy it.
hasn't been held, quote, accountable for that. They're literally upset that he wasn't canceled, fired, because he owns a Make America Great Again hat. I don't even think he's been vocal about President Trump or politics at all, but just simply owning a MAGA hat means that you need to be held accountable. A lot of people who don't follow football still enjoy watching the Super Bowl for the commercials, but now there's a 50% chance that those commercials aren't going
Bikes
to be
and
funny
Bullets.
and
Yeah, you're a
instead
mod,
will just
okay.
lecture you about some social justice cause. The winner of the worst one this year, perhaps the worst ever, has to go to Jeep.
Did you actually
which
watch
airs
the
this
Super Bowl,
mess
Broken
of an ad
Patriot?
starring Bruce Springsteen as he drove around in his Jeep lecturing the audience about how it's time to come together in the middle and unite again and move forward now that Donald Trump is out of the White House.
fuck
In a
you.
sense, they ironically and unintentionally did unite Americans because now both Republicans and Democrats agree that Jeep had the worst Super Bowl commercial, perhaps of all time. Amy Schumer starred in a commercial for mayonnaise.
Maybe we
although I'm
gotta
not
watch
sure
it.
Why.
Yeah, the
Perhaps by
mayonnaise
looks
thing,
of
that's
her,
hilarious.
She drinks mayonnaise instead of milk. And I know a lot of people got excited for Brian Stelter thinking that he finally made it big time, but this is actually the face of his doppelganger, Jason Alexander, who played George Costanza on Seinfeld, who, by the way, also blocked me on Twitter. And because professional sports has become infused with
The
liberal
Chiefs should
propaganda,
hire a guy in
old
pink. At
Joe
least he
made an
got
appearance
to
via video to thank
the
the
end zone.
healthcare workers for taking care of patients during the pandemic. And
You
I
didn't
would
watch
like
it?
to take a moment to thank the healthcare workers as well for not making any more of those TikTok dance videos. While some are bummed that Tom Brady is white and others are upset that he owns a MAGA hat, others still are upset that he showed up to the stadium on Sunday without wearing a mask.
Without wearing a mask.
As you know, CNN is also very concerned about masks, and since old Joe's only coronavirus plan is for people to wear two of
Two
them now,
masks.
CNN is
You gotta
proudly
love Joe
complying,
Biden.
and they're also
I
very
absolutely
upset that
love
people
Joe Biden.
gathered
He's gonna be
together to
hilarious for the
enjoy
next
Super
4
Bowl.
years.
And, well, you know.
You're enjoying all this excitement there in person.
Brady
What are you
and
seeing and
Gronk
hearing ahead
make
of
a
tonight's big
good
game?
team, LOL, and they both like
Well, Anna, we're
The
trying to
Trump.
enjoy it safely. We are at the Poorhouse in Tampa, which is a very lively bar.
Look at all the
restaurant
people
with
back there
drag,
not wearing
double
masks.
But if you take a look here at the
Of course,
scene,
Florida was where
behind me, you can
that
see
supermarket
that a lot of
was,
people
where
are
nobody
here,
wore
they're
masks.
gathered, they're already cheering for their favorite team. They're outside, so it's considered to be safer.
It's considered to be
and they are allowed
safer.
to be here. They're only supposed to take their masks off while they're eating or drinking, but you can see quite a large crowd. Certainly not all in one single family or one single household that are mixing.
Others, however, were very concerned that there was a lack of social distancing occurring inside the stadium and didn't notice that there were tens of thousands of cardboard cutouts that were actually placed in the seats, and the stadium was only at a partial capacity. Many of the blue checks on Twitter were tweeting that the crowd was making them uncomfortable and that the Super Bowl was now a super spreader. And don't get me started on the halftime show. Did you see this? You know what this is. Servants of Satan. And you know what this
Servants
is,
of
too.
Satan. Servants of Satan. Satan? I have no idea. I didn't watch it. Anybody watch the halftime show? Is it something I should actually give a shit about? I think they should name it to the Brady Bowl. I mean, he's won enough, right? He has won enough. Okay, so this is the actual ad. Let's watch it. It's on Rumble. Hilarious. Worst Super Bowl commercial in history, apparently.
There's a chapel in Kansas, standing on the exact center of the lower 48. It never closes.
You gotta go?
All are more than welcome to come meet here.
All
the
are
middle.
welcome, huh?
It's no secret. The middle has been a hard place to get to lately. Between red and blue, between servant and citizen, between our freedom and our fear. Now, fear has never been the best of who we are. And as for freedom, it's not the property of just the fortunate few. It belongs to us all. Whoever you are, wherever you're from. It's what connects us. And we need that connection. We need the middle.
Fruit
We
of the
just
Loom.
have to remember the very soil we stand on is common ground. So we can get there.
Wow.
We can make it to the mountaintop, through the desert, and we will cross this divide. Our light has always found its way through the darkness. And there's hope on the road up ahead.
To the reunited. Wow. First of all, like at least 48% of the people voted for that guy. Just because you won, now you can reunite. Wow, that's some bold shit. One makes one feel old, huh? What's that?
Springsteen is.
Yeah. Football is guys patting each other in inappropriate areas. Well, it's not the only thing about football. I used to love watching football back in the day. Hard to believe Springsteen is going to be 72 years old. Yeah, well, he was a lot younger than I thought he was back in the day, apparently. So, who knows? Former President Trump's defense attorney said that the Senate trial, which apparently they're going to go ahead with, right, is going to feature videos in which prominent Democrats incite violence. That's not good. You shouldn't do that. Defense attorney Bruce Castor unveiled this part of the presidential's legal strategy as the Senate impeachment trial will begin Tuesday. I think you can count on it, he told Fox News' Laura Ingraham. If my eyes look a little red to the viewers, it's because I've been looking at a lot of videos the last couple days. Definitely not a job I'd want. Castor said the Democrats either ignored or justified the Black Lives Matter peaceful protests this summer Many Democrats in Washington using really the most inflammatory rhetoric as possible to use, he said. But here, when you have the President of the United States giving a speech and says you should peacefully make your thinking known to the people of Congress or in Congress, he's all of a sudden the villain. So you better be careful for what you wish for. Representative Presley of Mass said this summer that there should be unrest in the street for as long as there are unrest in our lives. Trump's defense team also released a document that outlines the response to the impeachment articles. The argument against conviction stems from the illegality of the trial, since the Constitution requires that person to actually hold office to be impeached. The defense team would also assert Trump's First Amendment right to question the elector's integrity and demand investigations to the unconstitutional changes to election laws, as well as outright DARFing, if he gets called. This will be interesting. This is that 5D chest I've been promised. It was the plan all along. He knew this from 2016 to now. My goodness, this guy's good. Castor will also show that Trump urged peace and civility. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard, Trump said during his January 6th speech. Interesting. Better than where President touches people? There are not things that will reunite us as actions. They're taking driving us further apart. Well, you know, that's a pretty sad thing with Jeep, right? Because Mule Team has said it before. There's no company out there that is out for anybody but themselves, right? So if you look at a company and you're like, yeah, they got the American people behind them, you know, Dan Wesson, great gun company, totally Second Amendment support. You just wait. So don't buy an object because of their political beliefs, is basically what it is. And then the ones that you do decide not to buy because of what their standing is, you can do that for only so long. Don't think you're better than anybody else, and don't get on somebody else's ass if they buy a Jeep, because you're going to buy stuff from China. You're going to buy stuff from people. You have to. It's just how that is. Reverse psychology, new norm. Everyone meeting Biden should call him a lying pony face soldier. Just out of curiosity, did they ever find the C4 that was missing from that base? Haven't heard anything about it. I haven't either. Somebody, you want to find a link to that, to the original story? Maybe we can go over the original story and find anything about that. Representative Liz Cheney, the third ranking House GOP leader, said Sunday she was undeterred. That's after you go to the bathroom. I get undeterred. Bad joke. But censor from Wyoming Republican and criticism from some House colleagues over her vote to impeach Donald Trump, and will not resign or back off her repudiation of the former president. Yeah. So she's not backing down. Good. Because the people in Wyoming, I doubt she's going to get reelected. I hope she's ready to. I mean, she knew. We'll see. I'm curious. Will she get reelected? Cheney said the oath she took to the Constitution compelled her vote for impeachment, and it doesn't bend to partisanship. It doesn't bend to political pressure. So it's morals. She's doing it because she's got morals. Somebody in Washington has morals. A Cheney has morals. Remember these statements. Cheney said the oath. I already read that. She suggested that if she were in the Senate, she might vote to convict Trump for the speech he gave before the 6th chaos at the Capitol. Trump's trial in the Senate begins on Tuesday. I would listen to the testimony. I would listen to the evidence, Cheney told Fox News on Sunday. I obviously believe and did then what we already knew is enough for his impeachment. What we already know does constitute the gravest violation of his oath of office by any president in the history of the country, and this is not something that we can just simply look past or pretend didn't happen or try to move on. We've got to make sure this never happens again. Well, it's not just, what happened on the 6th. I'm pretty sure that means more than just the 6th. I'd say it's from November 2016 until November 2020. On Saturday, the Wyoming Republican Party voted overwhelmingly to censor Cheney. Only 8 of the 74-member state GOP Central Committee opposed the punishment in a vote that did not proceed to a formal court. The censor document accused Cheney of voting to impeach Trump, even though the House didn't offer him a formal hearing or due process. That followed a 145-61 secret ballot vote this past week in which House Republicans overwhelmingly rebuffed a rebellion by conservatives to toss Cheney from the leadership over her impeachment vote. So she's going to stay in. 145-61 secret ballot. Wow. In which House Republicans overwhelmingly said, no, we're not going to censor her. We need to honor President Trump. All President Trump did was call for a peaceful assembly and protest for a fair and audited election, said Darren Smith, a Cheyenne, Wyoming attorney. The Republican Party needs to put her on notice. People have been lied to, Cheney said on Sunday. The extent to which the President Trump, for months leading up to January 6th, spread the notion that the election had been darfed or that the election was darfed was a lie. Representative Dingell said she was afraid to say anything good about Mrs. Cheney. I might get her in trouble, but she voted her conscience, and we're all going to have to find some ways to put all this bickering aside because the American people are counting on us to get some things done. Like double mask. That's totally his plan this whole time. Cheney, the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney. That's his daughter. Wow, he is old, because she is pretty old. And a fixture of the party establishment blasted her state party for censoring her, noting that the state Republicans thought that non-Trump supporters were behind the violent protest. She was also critical of her House colleagues for standing behind Representative Marjorie Greene, saying that her party, not Democrats, should have been the ones to punish the conservative Georgia Republican for her beliefs. Democrat-led House on Thursday voted to strip Greene of her assignments on the House of Education and Budget committees, with only 11 Republicans joining to support the move. Wow. So Greene has been stripped of her assignments on the House Education and Budget committees. We are the party of Lincoln. We are not the party of QAnon or anti-Semitism or Holocaust deniers. Huh? Remind me who lately in Trump's administration has said that didn't happen? And this is bullshit. And y'all know that's bullshit. Or conspiracy theories. That's not what we are, Cheney said. We need to make sure that we as Republicans are the party of truth and that we're being honest about what really did happen in 2020, so we actually have a chance to win in 2022 and win the White House back in 2024. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins. It's going back to the whole two wings of the same bird. Engel was on CNN, yada, yada, yada. Super hearing. Don't forget to leave a like. Thanks, OMG. 25 minutes in the past and heard you. I'm 25 minutes in the past and I heard you. Thanks, Bikes. Smack the like button. Thanks, guys. Y'all, everybody that's on Poison Stinger 2, you're obviously big time fans of the channel, because the people who only casually watch still think that, well, I guess he's just taking a break off of Poison Stinger 1. So I would imagine that however many views I have is how many likes I'm going to have. So I do appreciate that, though. Biden, very bright and very tough. CCP leader Xi Jinping should expect extreme competition. President Joe Biden said the very tough and very bright Chinese dictator Xi Jinping should expect extreme competition from the U.S. under his administration. In an interview broadcast Sunday, Biden acknowledged that he has yet to speak with the Chinese president since his inauguration on January 20th, but noted that the two leaders had met many times when both men served their countries as vice president. I know him pretty well. I bet you do, Biden said in an expert of the interview aired on CBS, Face the Nation. When they do speak, they will have a whole lot of talk about, Biden says. I bet they will. Got a lot of hands to shake, a lot of babies to kiss, a lot of kids to play with your leg hairs, the whole bit. Oh, I'm going to love the Biden administration. Biden appears to be concentrating in his initial telephone diplomacy on the U.S. allies. He so far has spoken with leaders of Canada, Mexico, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the NATO Secretary General. He also worked in a conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. In the interview, Biden described Xi as not having a democratic small d bone in his body. Wait, what? Let's read that again. Biden described Xi as not having a democratic small d bone in his body. Okay. Shortly after Biden succeeded President Trump in the White House, a spokesman for China's foreign ministry said that after this very difficult and extraordinary time, both the Chinese and American people deserve a better future. Beijing welcomed Biden's administration decision to remain in the World Health Organization and return to the Paris Climate Agreement. I bet they did. A new administration, however, is unlikely to significantly alter U.S. policies on trade, Taiwan, human rights, and South China Sea, and have angered Xi's increasingly assertive government. Biden, in the interview taped Friday, said he has said to Xi all along that we need not to have a conflict, but Biden added that there will be extreme competition. And I'm not going to do it the way he knows. I'm going to double mask it. That's 1D chess. And I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I heard that. And that's because he's sending signals as well. What? And I'm not going to do it the way that he knows. And that's because he's sending signals as well. What kind of signals are we talking about, Biden? Biden said he will not pursue U.S.-China relations in the way Trump did, but will focus on international rules of the road. Lady Gaga, Camille, and Joe, and that's why Gaga never had to wear a mask. Ew. Fossey even admitted that there's no proof that two masks will do anything. The left get more science fiction every day. Tell someone they're dumb, so you get banned. Nobody here's dumb. Everybody's super dumb, smart. Huh? Biden moves to rejoin the authoritarian field UN, Human Rights Council. Okay. Biden regime is set, I like how it says the regime, is set to announce this week that it will re-engage the much maligned UN Human Rights Council, U.S. official says Sunday. Former President Trump withdrew from it almost 3 years ago. The decision reverses another Trump-era move away from multilateral organizations and agreements. U.S. officials said Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and a senior U.S. diplomat in Geneva will announce on Monday that Washington will return to the Geneva-based body as an observer with an eye towards seeking election as a full member. The decision is likely to draw criticism from conservative lawmakers and many in the pro-Israel community. Trump pulled out of the world's body main human rights agency in 2018 due to its disappropriation focus on Israel, which has received by far the largest number of critical council resolutions against any country, as well as the number of authoritarian countries among its members, and because it failed to meet an extensive list on reforms demanded by then U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley. In addition to the Council's persistent focus on Israel, the Trump administration took issue with the body's membership, which currently includes China, Cuba, Eritrea, Russia, and Venezuela, all of which have been accused of human rights abuses. One senior U.S. official said Biden administration believe the council must still reform, but the best way to promote change is to engage within a principled fashion. Right. The official will just absolutely accidentally forget about that on that. The official said it can be an important forum for those fighting tyranny and injustice around the world, and the U.S. president intends to ensure it can live up to that potential. The official and three others familiar with the decision were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly ahead of the announcement, and spoke on condition of anonymity. Anonymity? Although the U.S. will have only non-voting observer status on the council, though, through the end of 2021, the official said that the administration intends to seek one of 3 full member seats currently held by Austria, Denmark, and Italy from the Western Europe and other states group that come up for the election later this year. There you go. Let's see. Chinese Emperor ping pong and run circles around Biden. A lot of people to sniff. So many people. You know how many people there are in China? How many of those people has Biden had the opportunity to sniff yet? Not very many. You see this print? Oh my goodness. We're still on layer number 1. This is a big print. It's Ethiopia, I think. It's by Ethiopia. Okay. Great. Thank you. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Ebola. Congo confirms new outbreak after death of woman. Health officials in the Congo confirmed another Ebola outbreak in the country's east on Sunday. The fourth in less than 3 years. On February 3rd, a woman died in Betmobo, town of North Kivu province. Minister of Health Long Adando announced. It's going to be a good one. The woman, as far as me trying to pronounce these names, I mean. The woman from the nearby village of Brianna fell sick for a few days before being tested in a clinic there. She then went to a hospital in Betbo, but died before receiving the results. The government has been tracing everyone who came in contact with her, trying to eradicate the epidemic as soon as possible, said Longado. This is the 12th outbreak in a conflict-ridden Congo since the virus was first discovered in the country in 1976. 12 outbreaks in, what was that, like 45 years-ish? The 2018 outbreak in eastern Congo was the second deadliest in the world, killing 2,299 people. Well, that's nothing. I mean, have you seen the sniffles? It's killed hundreds of thousands, like 400,000 now, in America alone. That outbreak lasted for nearly 2 years and was fought amid unprecedented challenges, including entrenched conflict between armed groups and the world's largest measles epidemic and the spread of the sniffle 19. In 2018? Really? Okay. Health officials worry that a new Ebola outbreak could badly affect the nation's fragile health system, especially as it faces a resurgence of the sniffle 19. While there is hope that this elderly identification and infection may help with quickly containing this outbreak, back-to-back Ebola outbreaks and sniffles has stretched Congo's health systems to the limit, and this could put far greater strain on an already exasperated system, said Jason Kindrick, an assistant professor at the Department of Medical microbiology, yada. Ebola virus is highly contagious. That guy's name is conducting research on survivors from West Africa's one. Okay. So there you go. It's a highly contagious and may be contracted through bodily fluids such as vomit. So if anybody throws up in your face, wash that out really quickly. Blood or semen. So this is an STD as well. While the source of the contamination is still unknown, the woman who died was the wife of an Ebola survivor, according to the government. Maybe he was a super spreader on his own. You know, asymptomatic and stuff like that. The virus can live in the semen of male survivors for more than 3 years. Wow. Oh man, that's messed up. 3 years? 3 years. What are you printing out? A Glock? No, I'm not printing out a Glock. A Glock wouldn't be nearly this large. By the way, this was the one that we were printing when we came on live. It was just about done and now it's done. So this is a little cap for the printer. That is going to be a little drawer for the printer. So we're just making no facials. Yeah, no facials, bro. 3 years. I get Ebola and I survive it. I can still pass Ebola on to others through my semen, not just sexual contact, you know, wear rubber. Obviously you got to wear rubber with semen. But the semen itself, so even if it was just the facial for 3 years, that's messed up. That really lives in your balls, don't it? I don't want anything that lives in my balls. Not like that. Let's see. According to the new study in the New England Journal of Medicine, then health experts say as an outbreak became more frequent, it is important to understand more about how it's contracted. In a statement on Sunday, the WHO said, who are you going to believe on that one, said it was unusual for sporadic cases to occur following a major outbreak and that previous Ebola responses were already making it easier to deal with this one. Okay, so they're thinking this one's not going to be any big deal. Not a big deal here, everybody. Just wear your mask and wear rubber, apparently. The expertise and capacity of local health teams has been critical in detecting this new Ebola case and paving the way for a timely response. They're investigating the case and trying to identify the strain of the virus to determine its link to the previous outbreak. Congo has suffered more than a quarter century of conflict, and distrust of government health workers and other outsiders is high in eastern Congo. You mean they don't like people they don't know hanging around? Sounds like good folk to me. It's frustrating because the contracts will have moved and then it will be difficult to find them. They're having a hard time tracking these people. Wow. The government and Ministry of Health have to contain the disease as soon as possible. Yeah. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. Let's see. Erethreum Lamau. Have you seen the sniffles? I haven't seen the sniffles lately. Sting, are you printing out a Glock? No, I'm not. No facials. No, that's it, man. That's all I got. We're still on layer number 1. Layer number 1. This is, as I said before, this is a drawer for the printer. And it's all going to be this color. It's the same color as this, which is kind of red, which matches these gears that we got for the bottom of it. So I'm going to be setting that up, and then we're going to be doing some stuff on Stinger's Playground tonight at 9, which is in about an hour and 20 minutes. But that's all I got for you here. I had a joke about the evacuation of the virus from tennis balls, but I probably shouldn't. Hey, man, go for it. We ain't got nothing else to do.
Just do.
Yeah, we're already on Poison Stinger 2. How bad it could be. Unless you... Now, remember, you can get a strike on your comments. You can get a strike. Armed and Deadly. Yeah. I have printed a few things out. I've been liking the printer. I've been having a lot of issues with it. We had a clog, and I didn't know we had a clog for a long time with the printer. So a lot of our failures was because we had a clog and didn't know it. Because it'll still print, it'll still put stuff out, but it's not right? So it looks fine at first. Everything looks like it's going well, and then a few layers in, it all goes to shit, and you're like, well, what the hell? And I didn't know it, but we had a partial blockage. So we cleaned that up today, which was a mess. And so far, this was our test, and it printed it really well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Milking machine. Had a joke about the evacuation of the virus from tennis balls, but I probably shouldn't. Milking machine. Milking machine?
Just tell us the joke, dude.
Yeah, just tell us the joke. We're all waiting on you, Jupiter 5. Yeah. Although Jupiter 5's on D Live, so you can't get a strike on D Live for your comment. So there's that. And I won't get one for your comment here because they'll just...
I think Restream Bot is exempt.
Yeah, I don't think Restream Bot can get banned. If it could, they'd probably banned it a long time. Maybe I should figure out how to make a channel called Restream Bot.
Right?
All right, guys, make sure to check out the descriptions. If it is your first time here, it probably isn't. But if it is, we have causes I believe in and support. If you're looking for a cause to believe in and support, I've got a lot of good ones down there, mostly military. My good friend Irish USMC vet is trying to start up a location in Tennessee where he's trying to have veterans come and live room and board free while learning a new skill, like gunsmithing, farming, blacksmithing, things like that. So I'm donating any proceeds, half of them, to him directly. So go check him out. If you want to donate to my channel, you can do so monetarily. There's quite a few different ways. There's an alternative super chat. Since I'm demonetized, I can't get regular super chats anymore. But the alternative one still works. Plus, there's like Bitcoin and other things down there, PayPal. You're more than welcome to do any of that if you want to. If you want to support my channel without spending a dime, though, the best way to do it is to like, share, and comment. Mostly the share. Hey, look, layer 1's done. Sharing is the best way to help promote my content. We're hoping to get more viewers. Every once in a while we get a new person in, but it's been a while since we've gotten the new one in, so make sure we don't scare off the new ones so much, huh? Don't start talking all the crazy conspiracy theories. Other than that, there's all the different places you can find me. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Gab, I'm on DLive, I'm on Rumble, I'm on Twitter. Those are the places to follow me, and you can find all those in the links down below. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thank you, sir. Great chat. No, you're welcome, Irish. Been having a fun time. Irish is also having a good time printing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like once I get it taken out. And I really like this color. It is really nice. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Until then, remember, tomorrow night, every night this week, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. from now on. And that way I can go do the gaming stuff at 9 p.m. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Make sure to keep your family close. Watch out for that government and live free. Until I see you next time. Peace.